What's up, fire starters? Coach Ian here, and I got a quick question for you. Do you feel like you get enough water each day? If you said no, that's okay. You are not alone. I actually did an Instagram poll recently, and 73% of the people that answered said they feel like they don't get enough water each day. So if that's you, you're not alone. That's why today I want to talk to you guys about why water and staying hydrated is so important, and hopefully give you some helpful tips that you can use to get more water into yourself each day and stay a little bit more hydrated and feeling a little bit better so you can be at your best and be the best fire starter you can be. So first and foremost, why is water so important? It is actually one of the most important liquids on our planet. It is so important that it is one of the first things we look for on other planets to see if they're potentially inhabitable. Same thing goes for our bodies. We are actually made up of a lot of water. We're mostly water, and water actually helps with functions that are vital throughout our bodies. Basically, it comes down to without water, your body's not going to work properly. So what are some of those things? Some of those benefits that you're going to get from water are going to be cognitive function is going to be better. It's going to help with digestion. It's going to help with breaking down body fat, flushing toxins from your bloodstream and your cells and your organs, all that kind of stuff. It's going to help regulate your body weight, regulate your body temperature, help with fatigue, improve your complexion, so the way your skin looks. It's also going to help with your skin's elasticity, as well as regulate your blood pressure and not only help with performance, but actually the size of your muscles. Your muscles are made up of a lot of water. So the specific amount of water that you need each day is going to vary depending on your activity level, the temperature outside, where you're at, whether it's kind of a humid climate or a drier climate, and the foods and other liquids that you're consuming. So if you're drinking lots of sugar, you're probably going to need a little more water to get yourself working the way you're supposed to. Now, the rule of thumb that I use with my clients, at least for a starting point, is to shoot for about half your body weight in ounces. So that would look like if you weighed 150 pounds, you'd be shooting for about 75 ounces each day. Now, I know that sounds like a big number. You can add and subtract as you need. If you find yourself going to the bathroom a lot, maybe back it off a little bit. If your urine is still kind of dark or a yellow tint, probably going to need a little more liquids. Although if it's too dark, obviously go check out a physician and have them look at that, because that might be signs of more serious issues. A cool trick, though, to see if you are dehydrated, besides how often you're going to the bathroom, is to pinch the second knuckle here. And if it's like mine, it takes a second to go back. Probably means you need a little bit more water. If it goes right back just like that, probably good on water for right now. So getting enough water can be challenging for a lot of people. And hearing that number of I need to drink half my body weight in ounces every day is probably a little scary for some of you. Now, I want you to remember, just like any other goal, whether it be fitness or anything in life, you're not looking at the big picture. Once you've made that goal, you want to look at the details. Think of it like the old saying, how do you eat an elephant? If I can talk today, probably need a little more water so my cognitive function can improve. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Perfect example of this, I was actually talking to a former client through messaging earlier today, and she said she actually struggles with drinking water. She knows she needs to, she knows how important it is, but it's just something she struggles with. So I gave her the example of when she was writing a book. She probably didn't come in every day and like, man, I gotta write a book. Today I gotta write a book. It was more probably like, hey, I need to write this many pages today, or this many words, or I'm gonna write for this long. She chunked it down into a more manageable thing. So that's the same thing I want you to do with your water. So, how are you going to get more water into your day? Now, water honestly can get really boring, especially if you're drinking a lot of it. Some people say water has a different taste. I don't know, maybe your taste buds work a little better than mine. I don't really taste the difference. So, the first thing I would recommend if you're not able to get enough water in and you think it just tastes boring and that's the thing that's kind of holding you back, is checking out infusions. So what that means is you're going to throw fruits or herbs into your water, things like strawberries, lemons, cucumbers, thyme, that would be gross, basil, and mint. Are all things you can throw into your water to add a little bit of flavor without adding extra calories. Because remember, you want to watch out for those liquid calories. It is a lot easier to drink calories than it is to eat them. So infusions is an awesome way to get around that and get some flavor without adding calories. The second one is going to be setting hourly or like a drinking schedule. So maybe you've seen those water bottles where it's like, you need to drink this much by 8 and this much by 9 and this much, and so on and so forth. You can get a bottle like that, or you can set up a time schedule and drink at specific times throughout the day. Some important times though you want to make sure you're getting water in are first thing in the morning, because you got to think you've just spent 6, 7, 8 hours not drinking any liquids, just breathing out all of the water in your body. Well, not all of it, but like expelling a lot. When we breathe out, a lot of moisture comes with it, as you can tell when you breathe onto a mirror. You've spent all that time sleeping, so you're probably going to be dehydrated. So it's a good idea to keep that water bottle or water cup or whatever right next to your bed. Take a quick mouthful before your feet even hit the floor. It gets you ahead of the game on your ounces. Next is going to be before you jump in the shower. Like we said earlier, water helps regulate blood pressure, and jumping into a hot shower can actually raise your blood pressure a little bit. 30 minutes before you want to eat, or you not want to, 30 minutes before you eat anything, make sure you're giving yourself a little bit of time to let your stomach acid undilute from the water you just drank. But if you find yourself thirsty or like you want to eat more but you don't want to get more food in, water can actually help take up a little bit of room, but you don't want to use that as the main function. But it is important to drink water about 30 minutes before you're going to be eating anything. After you use the restroom, you're losing fluids obviously when you go pee, but this also counts for when you go number 2. You want to make sure you're replenishing those fluids. 15 to 20, 30 minutes maybe before you go to bed. This is going to be a small amount unless you enjoy getting up in the middle of the night and pretending like you're not awake while you go to the bathroom. Small amount of water, but just like we said with the first one, you are going to be losing, or you're not going to be drinking water or any liquids for the next 7 or 8 hours unless you sleep with an IV. Who am I to judge? Do you? But you want to make sure you're giving yourself a little bit of liquids to kind of carry you through that time. The biggest one though is going to be during your workout. You will notice if you don't drink water during your workout, your performance will tend to kind of take a nosedive on about the halfway, maybe a little halfway point. If you're drinking water consistently throughout, you're going to see the performance and the way you feel is going to be a lot better. One caveat is you don't want to drink a ton of water right at the beginning. I had a client who used to come in and drink something like half a liter of water as he was coming into the workout, and then he wouldn't drink water for the rest of the 30 minutes we were together. Our bodies absorb water pretty quickly, but they're not going to absorb it that quickly. So essentially he was just carrying that half liter of water sloshing around his stomach through his whole workout. When we had him kind of space that out throughout the workout a little bit more, he felt better and his performance took off. If you don't feel like you need water, you don't like to drink too much water during your workout, do what I used to do when I played football. Instead of just as soon as the water comes out of the bottle or cup or whatever you're drinking from and just swallowing it, save it for a second, swish it around your mouth, moisten all the areas of your mouth, and you'll find that you feel a little bit more, you don't feel as thirsty, and you're still getting that hydration in throughout. You can also set parameters. So I had a client who said her game plan was she would tell herself, I'm drinking this much water before I get home. So if she got home and she hadn't drank that much, whatever that amount of water was, she would sit in the driveway until she finished it. That was just her thing. So if that works for you, give it a shot. And then the last one is you can actually eat foods that have more water in them. So things like watermelon, strawberries, cucumbers, zucchini. Eat more liquids. Obviously, you still want to be drinking a liquid and drinking liquid water, but eating foods that have more water in them will help you feel more hydrated and keep your body running the way it's supposed to. So the overall goal here really is just you want to stay hydrated and you want to be consistent. This is not about perfection. Remember, progress is perfection. So if you're looking at that number that you calculated for yourself for your half the body weight in ounces, and that looks like a very large number, and you're super scared and don't think you can do it, you're not expected to do this today or tomorrow. The goal is to just slowly increase that water. It's especially important right now that we're in the middle of summer. Even an extra mouthful every day, one extra mouthful each day or every couple days, that's improvement. So don't get too down on yourself. Just look for constant progress, not perfection. Don't get down on yourself. So that is what I got for you guys today. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you did, please give it a like and share it with somebody who you think it can benefit as well. If you have not already, please consider subscribing so you can get more awesome content like this. I would really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions or comments or suggestions for future videos, go ahead and drop them down below. I'd love to hear your ideas. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the information that you want. That's all I got for you guys today. As always, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and be awesome. Later.